Welcome everyone to episode 4 of the Let's Go Viral Show with Dejon Brooks. And today I have an amazing topic prepared for you guys titled Things I Learned from Starting a agency, Short Form Content Agency. And if you don't know what that is, that's pretty much like an agency where you like focus around like creating content that is specifically like short form. And yeah, like with the rise of like short form, that's been one method as far as like really just being able to go viral and really being able to reach masses of people. Hey, it may not be your ideal audience, but it's a great way to really just like build up some social proof and to get your feet wet into content creation. And I love short form because when it comes to just like making content in general online, there's no high pressure, if that makes sense. So when you think about making like a regular like 10-minute YouTube video, 10 to 15 minute YouTube video, you're like, oh shoot, I gotta run my mouth for 10 minutes. I gotta find ways to kind of like find ways to like make it long. For me, my videos, outside of like this show right here, I just run my mouth for 10 minutes, so it's not that bad. But let's say you're doing like a vlog or like literally anything, you always ask yourself, shoot, is this gonna be enough content to make the video long enough? And then okay, the video is long enough. Now there's a pressure of making it interesting and engaging to where people actually go and watch the content, watch the video all the way through. So that's what I mean by pressure for making long form content, but short form content to really easy. I mean, at the most, maybe 3 to 5 minutes if you know what you're doing. And yeah, like for most cases, it may go for like 15, 30 seconds. On the higher end, up to like a minute. So short form, like much lower the barrier entry as far as like getting into the world of content creation. And normally with my clients, when it comes to just like into content creation, it's really easy to, I like warming them up with short form because a lot of people, especially the people with like money, they tend to be like over 30. You're working professionals. They got like a family. They got kids, other responsibilities. They're taking them to like baseball, soccer, football, you name it. And setting aside the time to go and just like record like a 20 minute YouTube video, it's a hard habit for them to pick up. So, like, long story short, there'd be like a super high failure rate. So by just getting people getting their feet wet through short form, they're like, oh, like it takes like a minute or two to record this video on TikTok or whatever, and the chances of them just being able to like turn content creation to a habit to the point that we're able to post every day, and then honestly, to blow up online, you just need to post every day, and it's a numbers game, and then boom, you'll get your first 10K views, 100K views, million views, whatever you're optimizing for. So that's another reason why I've been moving more towards short form content. But I'm looking right here at my outline for this episode, and I have a lot of great talking points. What I just spoke about right now, that actually was not on my bullet points. It just kind of came from inspiration. That's the beauty of like these shows, like have like a talk show or a podcast. You kind of have like, I have like my outline right here, but I always have the flexibility to kind of go off script and kind of talk about whatever comes to mind, just kind of following my intuition, my gut right on the spot. So that's one of the beautiful things as far as like having like a talk show or a podcast. But to get back on my agenda for today, kind of like what I have prepared for you guys, I'm first going to be talking about like why I'm shifting away from like courses and why I'm moving more towards infrastructure. And then we're going to go over this concept called proof of concept, getting your first client, kind of how I was able to like put together my whole system. And then I'm going to go over like my plan to like scale, and then my advice for those starting out like their own little short form content agency. But yeah, besides that, I think we should just hop right into and get straight into like the meat of the episode, because I know some of you guys, especially like my people, I got a lot of beginners still. Beginners, maybe people that are in the process of like making their marketing agency online. They're like they probably want to hear like my specific advice, and I got some really cool takes just for me going out there and doing it. And before we get started with this, like before I get into like, the content, one thing that'll get you results faster is just by going out there and doing it, going out there and just like making the cold calls and just going and just like talking to people. Like that's the number one way to really go out there and get clients. You can consume content like all day long, 24/7. But if you don't put yourself out there and talk to actual prospects, you're not going to get any sales. So that's the first thing I want to say. But recently, I've been making a shift away from just like online courses. Masterminds are okay because you got like the community. The community is able to bring like they have like their own expertise and they all bring it together, and you're kind of able to have like this five like this nice high value aspect of. But I'm moving away from courses because like courses, one, they're long. Like I put together so many courses and man, like I can make the outlines and everything, but we're talking about like it's like a month's project. It's definitely it's a marathon. And then not only that, okay, like I sold the course for like it could be $30 per course. I could sell high tickets, so $1,000, like 1,000, 2,000, even 5K. I have no problem selling that. But the thing with courses is that like okay, like you pay me the $5,000 to $3,000 to the whatever money, and you from what I know is that like people all right, so for me like I'm all about getting people results. Hey, like it's not hard. It's actually not hard to make money out here, but the thing that makes me happy the most, the thing that puts a smile on my face is seeing people get results. Seeing like, oh wow, like because of the advice that came out of my mouth, that person was able to go and transform their life to where they're making like from 3K a month to like I don't know 8K a month. That there makes me happy. The lives impacted, and then the lives my clients are impacting as well. Kind of like that second order effect. That makes me the happiest. And I told a story before on another. It may have been episode two, episode one for this talk show, but with Trend Watchers, like I had like a high ticket course that I was selling to show people to go viral, and it worked. I got some rock star case studies. I mean, people going from like like 10K followers, like millions. Like it's crazy. My stuff works, but I had like a 95% failure rate, and I was looking at these failures like okay, like what's the common denominator? And the common denominator was that like people they would just like they'll pay me the money and then they'll just like don't watch the course. And the 5% that did succeed, they went and watched the course. They actually showed up and everything. So that was one. And okay, like let's say like I install like an accountability system to kind of get people to go through the course and to like listen to my content, and like I've shortened videos. I mean, I've done everything, but people just don't like courses. And you remember how I was saying how the people that are paying me, they're like working professionals with already um, they already have responsibilities, kids, work, all that stuff. They didn't have time to go through a 5 hour course, and yeah, like these people they drop big money on my program, but the reality was that like it was really hard for people to kind of go through um, that course, and then on top of that, go and start building the habit of creating content online. So because of that, and okay, all right, let's say people they go through the course and are able to get some results with courses, like people they'll pay you like a one-time fee of like $300, $500, 1,000, 3K, 5K. That's cool. What are you gonna do the next month? You got to come up like something new, like a new shiny object every single month. And long story short, and now there's ways to really go out there and kind of keep your financial momentum going. But I want to build something long term, something to where all right, I get a customer in, and I keep them in for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years or so. That's why I love having. That's why I love like software, um, just because you can charge people like a subscription fee, like $19 a month, $50 a month, $100 a month, however much you want to charge people, and it's reoccurring as long as they don't cancel. So yeah, really, like I'm just thinking more long term, like okay, like I want to be able to just have like some nice stable income online. So that's why I've also been like shifting away from courses. Hey, I may use it as a lead magnet, but as far as like the core offer, no, I'm not going to use courses. But one thing I have been moving more towards, and I've noticed this to be sort of like the trend over the past like 3 years, is moving more towards infrastructure. So what does infrastructure mean? So infrastructure is kind of like I don't know what's the best way to say it. It's almost like the water lines, the electricity lines, the sewer lines, like essential stuff that um, a person or a business needs, and without it, they cannot keep their lights on. They are heavily reliant on you. Keyword there, heavily reliant. And as long as their business is making money, there's no need for them to really go out there and cancel with you. So, for example, one good example as far as like infrastructure, it could be, okay, let's say, shoot, I don't know. I'm trying to think. All right, we could use Upwork for now. So, Upwork, no, that's not a good one. Dang, I should have wrote down some infrastructure examples. I'm trying to think of some right off the top of my head. But okay, all right, here go one. So I follow this one guy. He he's like a little online guru, really good. I actually followed him for a quit because one of my weaknesses was doing just like cold outreach in general, and he was really good at it. So I'd watch his stuff religiously. It was crazy, but he had like so much high value. But when I went to go look at his offer, he was offering infrastructure, and infrastructure was and write this word down, but done for you, DFY. So they pretty much go and do the task for you. He knows how to build like outbound outreach. So like doing like outreach on like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I mean, email, everything. And he has it set up to where, hey, all you gotta do is pay my team like $1,500 a month for my email service or whatever, and we'll handle everything for you. And let's say they're able to build a flow that's able to where you're actually able to go out there and make money. That'll be stupid to cancel on them, because like one, they're doing everything. It's like completely hands off, and two, it's bringing in a constant flow of leads for their clients. And with that, like it's like I said, as long as they're bringing in value, they can keep that client on for years. That's the beauty of just like having like an infrastructure business. There's no like short term like partners or whatever. It's super long term, and that's something that I'm really striving to go towards, shifting towards, to really build some, just to build wealth. What I'm saying, that's the ultimate goal: building wealth, being able to go out there and like purchase a home, and being able to provide a comfortable lifestyle for my own future family. So that's an example of infrastructure. And as far as like my model, as far as like moving more towards this infrastructure model, it's gonna be storytelling, if that makes sense. So really leveraging like short form content and long form content, plus email marketing, to really warm up people's email lists, specifically real estate developers, and really helping them just like warm up their audiences to where they want to go and invest money with their real estate fund. So that's kind of like the model I'm going towards right now. And that there is like deep infrastructure on the social media side. And okay, cool, I signed on a client, let's say at like 20K a month, and like I'm delivering my results. There's like, shoot, like a lot of these real estate companies, they've been around for like 20, 30, 50, 100 plus years. And if I'm able to like get my foot in the door that way, like like I said, like as long as I'm out here doing my part, like I'm gonna have money coming in till like the day I die. So that's the power of infrastructure compared to like courses. Okay, I may sell something for like 5K today. Okay, what am I gonna do next month? I gotta go out there, do sales all over again. But with infrastructure, you do sales once, and then after you have that client onboarded, you just like keep them on board, get them more results, and then expand your team, and then you'll just kind of go on from there. So that's what I mean by like I'm moving more towards infrastructure. And one simple infrastructure method is just kind of having like a short form agency. Now, my short form agency, I'm not like, it's not strictly for short form. It's like full stack marketing, if that makes sense. So I got the paid ads on the front end. I use those paid ads as a lead. I'm pushing out a lead magnet through those paid ads, plus organic as well, to get people on the email list. Then you warm up the email list with the short form content and long form content, and then you throw in some occasional call to actions to get them to go and like hop on a sales call. So it's like full stack. Where I'm working on like the whole thing, because like short form content alone, you're not gonna be able to get people results. You got to be able to stack multiple things. So that's kind of how I'm going and offering my model. And honestly, the more stuff you can add, that's more infrastructure. Um, you're kind of like, that's more infrastructure that business is like, that client or business is like relying off of you. So not only are they going to pay you more money, but they need you. They cannot afford to get rid of you as long as you are providing results. So That's yeah. Hopefully that kind of makes sense as far as like, infrastructure, and you guys are able to see my reasoning for really just like making that shift and going more towards that because like once you get the ball rolling, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, just nonstop money coming in. So let's say let's say you're starting your short form content agency. The first thing you want to do is go out there and get your proof of concept. For me, I was able to get it naturally just because like I have my own online audience online. Like I've nurtured my audience. I did it for myself, and proof of concept pretty much means that like you've done it at least once. You have the ability to deliver on what you're promising to people. So that's kind of what proof of concept means. And the first time you do something, it's going to be really hard. But once you do it that first time, the second time, it becomes exponentially easier. And it gets easier and easier as you go on to like attempt 3, 4, 5, 6, and beyond. It's crazy how easy it starts to get once you after you get that first proof of concept. But it's really important that you really are able to go out there and get it done that first time because it's going to be able to show you like okay, yeah, like this thing works. And for me, I was able to get there's multiple levels of proof of concept. So you got proof of concept of you doing it for yourself. You got proof of concept as far as like taking it out to the marketplace and seeing if people will pay for it. And this brings me to my next bullet point of how I got my first client. So I've started like lots of like stuff before online in the past for like the past like 8 years. So many failures and amazing successes too, but I've always tried cold outreach as far as like cold email outreach, sliding in DMs, Facebook groups, all that, and that just never really worked for me. I was never really able to get like something that I know I was never able to figure out a flow that worked for me. So I was like, okay, if I want this short form agency to work out, I need to do something different. And I was like, oh, like what if I go out here and just talk to people in person? Like one of my talents is I actually got a really good charisma. That's also part of the reason why I'm like recording these talk show episodes to really just like work on my tone, working on just like getting rid of my being smooth, coming up with like ideas on the spot. That's the whole point of me of just like having this talk show, my YouTube channel, to really help me with like building those skills and also with like building and expanding upon my charisma. So I actually went outside, believe it or not. I saw the sun, I touched the grass, and I started talking to like my ideal customer. And before you know it, within a week, I was able to go and sign on my first customer, and it was actually really easy. I just kind of showed them my value. I showed them like what I did for my personal like platforms, i.e., I showed them my proof of concept, the thing I did for myself, and they're like, heck yeah, like. Um, we want we want something similar for our brand. So that's kind of how I was able to get my first clients. And then as far as like building because like I can't do all this stuff by myself. I need a team as far as like fulfilling the work for this first client. So as far as like editors, virtual assistants, designers, and everything else in between, I've been able to go and find these people off of Upwork. Now I love Upwork. It's an amazing site, and I've been able to like that's where I got my developer for Trend Watchers, short video trends. I have a virtual assistant. I've known her for like almost like 4 years. Wow, that's a long time. Yeah, I think she had like she's had like 3 kids between our time working together. She'd send pictures like, oh, like this is my newborn or whatever. Like just seeing life updates. And yeah, I love Upwork. It's almost like when I hire people, they're like family to me. Like it's a great thing. I'm not too much a fan of like Fiverr. Hey, like people on Fiverr, they can get the work done, but it's almost like transactional. It's like, give me the money. Then once they get the money, they kind of go to the next person that's able to give them money. But Upwork, it's almost like my personal VA, my personal developer. And yeah, they're working with other people, but there's like a relationship. It's so nice, and that's why I love Upwork so much. But as far as like my plan to scale my short form content agency, um, the first thing I'm doing is just really so I got like already got like 2 clients onboarded right now. The number one thing I'm doing right now is just really like polishing my systems, really just getting them like crazy good results. I think that'd be so cool to be able to say, yeah, I help this client of mine raise like $5 million, $10 million. And when I have those results right there, Marketing becomes a breeze. I mean, people, they're gonna be banging down my door just to work with me. It's an amazing thing. So that's my plan right now, just taking it slow and just really taking the time to really build a good service, building a good infrastructure. And that's like the number one priority right there. And then as far as like my advice for those starting out, I set it towards the beginning and also towards like getting my first client. Get outside the house, go outside, knock on some doors, and just like talk to people in person. That's like the easiest way. Yeah, you got to go outside, hop in the car, like socialize. Hey, like maybe go to some networking events or whatever. But by talking in person, people can feel your energy. They're like, whoa, like this guy, like he's hungry. He's going somewhere. Or girls too. For my ladies watching, people they're really gonna feel your energy. And if you're able to like showcase some sort of like proof that hey, like what you like, you know what you're doing, you know how to get people results, there should be no reason why you shouldn't be able to get your first client. So that's my piece of advice for those starting out. And another thing is like stop consuming content. Just go out there and do it. Earlier this morning, I think a friend sent me like a motivational video. We were all watching it together, and I kind of checked out. Not like I was bored. Like it was a good video, good energy and everything. But I just wanted to go out there and just do the work. I just want to knock out my to-do list for today. It was crazy. I was like, whoa, I can't believe I've gotten like so action oriented. So that's my advice for those starting out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for episode 4 of the Let's Go Viral show with Dejon. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about this episode. What was your favorite part? And yeah, can't wait to record the next one. But besides that, hey, I'll see y'all. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Bye.